There is nothing wrong with your internet. Do not attempt to adjust your settings. We are controlling the podcast. We control the squealing and the screams. We can make your heart flutter, your eyes blur from tears, or sharpen your mind to crystal clarity. For the next hour, sit back. We are in control of what you hear. We repeat, there is nothing wrong with your settings. You are about to experience the awe and mystery known as the female mind. You are now entering the Fangirl Zone.
Hello everyone and welcome to SyFy Talk on the Fangirl Zone, a podcast where we discuss shows on the SyFy channel. I'm Sean, Fangirl S.
And I'm Steve, and tonight we'll be discussing episode 7 of season 4 of Killjoys. Man, talk about filling in some blanks.
Oh my god.
Just a dump of what really
it was amazing
going on. And what an amazing episode.
It was. I couldn't believe it. And yes, the fact that we're getting this backstory, but kind of not. I mean, it was like they're sprinkling it in, but giving us enough to fill in huge blanks.
Right. Yes. And they blended it.
Does that make sense?
Right. Yeah. And they blended it with the storyline so well.
Yes.
I can't do that. I had to separate them.
Yeah. It was like, wow. Okay. So episode 7 was a heck of an episode, but let's talk about ratings first.
All right. Episode 7 brought in a 0.09 in adults 18 to 49 with 0.378 million viewers, making it the 85th overall cable show for the day. Not great numbers.
Not that great.
Yep. But that's about where we've been most of the season so far, is right around 300,000 to 400,000 viewers.
But we can't just phone it in just because we know we're getting this season and next.
Exactly.
I feel like a lot of people are like, oh, wait. No, watch it now.
Yes. This is too good.
Right. All right. Episode 7. Oh, Mother, where art thou? With Dav and Jack on the run, Dutch and John hunt the answer to Klein's memory clue. Dun, dun, dun. It's like, okay. I feel like I would have been a little more upset with Dav taking off.
Right.
Johnny seemed pretty upset. So yeah. I don't mean this the way it's going to sound, but I was happy that he was more like everybody basically in the fandom.
Right.
But Dutch was so calm. I'm like, why are you so calm?
Right.
What do you know?
Yeah. Or it isn't so much what she knew. I think it's the fact that when he left, it was basically him telling her she went too far and that she had been abused, that Klein had went too far with her. And I think that kind of stuck in her craw, to say the least. And she hasn't quite gotten over that. So I think that's why she didn't react the way we was hoping she would and be more like Johnny.
Okay. I don't know. I was upset, but yeah, I understand. All right. Why don't you take us to the past?
All right. 250 years ago. That's quite a flashback.
Yeah.
And we get to see Klein Kenritz's relation with his ex-wife, who looks similar to the person that Dutch thought was the assassin in her memories.
Right.
Not quite, but close. Similar.
I think it was the hair.
Yeah.
That's why because we know it's her.
Right. And yeah, this is definitely Yelena, who is the Queen of Koresh. And we see her coming to Arkin to find him and to see Anila again. Funny the way they're guards. She comes in with 6 and he has 2.
Right.
It's like, fine, you guys aren't going to be able to handle this. But fortunately, they nod each other their guards off. And we see a very damaged Anila.
Oh, yes.
Going through a body.
Yeah, it's like, what are you looking for?
Right.
Like she's digging for gold in there.
Yeah, exactly. And she looks up and sees her mom. And you see a child show up in Anila. Even though she's grown up, the child comes back and it's, oh, Mom, thank God you're here. And she runs up all bloodied and gives her this great big hug.
Right. Yeah, because I knew you'd come. Okay. Yeah, and how does all that not transfer to the other's clothing? I'm just wondering.
Right. Yeah, that was, yeah. Because when we see Klein explaining that Anila has been infected by an alien parasite and that she's hearing voices that she calls the lady.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure. No big deal.
Yeah.
Sure, it'll be fine. Nothing weird will come of that.
No. Now, of course, Yelena makes it clear that Klein is not going anywhere with their daughter, or she will pull the whole weight of her fleet to get her way.
Yeah, they're just going to open fire on you. Okay.
Yeah.
Guess I do have to pay attention.
And we do kind of find out that, yes, apparently the Yardines were the 10th family at one point, or the Kenrits. I don't know if Yelena took his last name or kept her own last name.
Yeah, it was so confusing.
Would have to be the Kenrits were the 10th, and because he and her split, that's why they became 9 again. Or why they became 9. I don't know.
It's dizzying logic.
Yes, it is. Now, of course, Yelena sees Klein more clearly than he believes, as he's trying to hide things from her, but it only ends up causing more problems in the end.
Big surprise.
Yeah, because Yelena realizes there was something wrong with Klein once they end up on a planet and pulls a gun out and shoots him.
Right, because she's like, I'm out of breath, you're not. Something's not right with you. Okay, that's where you're going to shoot him?
Yeah, and of course, after she comes to, Klein tries to tell her that she fainted, and Yelena's not having any part of it. And that's what
it was funny.
Yeah, I enjoyed Yelena. I mean, because she knew Klein inside and out and knew every little trick of his.
Right.
It was so awesome to see somebody be able to put Klein in his place. And she informs him that she knew he was different because he didn't hold her hand after she saw the blood-soaked Anila, and that there's a coldness to him that wasn't there before. So yeah, he's hulling too.
Yep.
So Klein shows her the green plasma pool that he believes was the first to be connected to. Huh. Okay.
Because of the frequencies.
Right.
Yes.
And he knows that the lady wants out, and he has a plan to poison the pool, which will kill the lady and every person connected to her and the pool, which of course includes him and Anila. And we say, wow, Klein could have ended this 200 years before.
Yeah, before anything really started.
Right. You go, wow, okay. But of course, Yanila talks him out of it. She wants him to find another way that didn't mean killing her family and losing them again.
Obviously, she was unaware of how bad it was. Otherwise, she would
be.
Yeah, because otherwise I think she would have just been like, okay, do it.
Yeah. Yeah, if she would have been able to see 250 years into the future and see what was going on, yeah, I think she would have made the decision to do it now.
Exactly.
Even though, yeah, it would have cost her ex-husband and daughter. No, you have no other choice.
But in the future, basically we'll jump ahead because this does end up kind of running parallel at some point, Dutch goes and she's there. She's just like, I'll just use the poison and kill the lady myself. Well, obviously that's not going to happen because you kind of missed your chance at this point.
Right.
So we have what happened in the past, and we see that there was this huge love between Klein, which is weird because Klein doesn't seem to love anybody.
Right.
And
we kind of get a little bit of information about that too, is just from hearing what Yelena is saying to him, that yes, apparently before he became Hulan, he was a very loving and caring husband. And even as Hulan, his feelings for her are echoes which are stronger than most people's love for each other.
Exactly. It was so weird.
Yeah. You just don't picture Klein as being that romantic type.
Right. Because not with what we've seen.
No. He's a cold-blooded killer.
Well, we jump into our future, which is the present with Dutch and Johnny. which is weird. Now I'm going to confuse myself. But anyway, we have Johnny deciding that he will stick with Dutch because after all the back and forth and semi-bickering about Dav, Dutch is like, we still have to take care of this because the lady's still coming.
Right.
So, okay. Johnny's like, let's go to the Pulsar. You're right. And as he leaves to give Lucy the coordinates, she gets one of her bloody noses again. And she's just like, hang on, Anila.
Right.
Oh, my God.
And you wonder if how she feels in that moment changes at all at the end of the episode, now that she has the weapon. Will she go to the nth degree to try to save, quote, her mother? Or will she finally get to the point where, no, I've got to let her go and do this?
Yeah, that's kind of interesting, and I wonder what's going to happen.
Yeah, that will be an interesting decision that she may be faced with in the future.
Well, I guess we'll find out.
Yeah.
But we're not quite there yet.
No.
So let's jump back to coming up to the Pulsar location, but nothing's there. And then suddenly they're getting pulled into something. It's like, wait a second, what's happening? Oh no, it's a black hole.
No. What?
And Lucy was just like, oh, if I can't get out of here, you will soon just be energy streams. It's like, thanks, Liz.
Yeah.
Appreciate that.
Yeah.
So they have this kind of moment where Johnny's like, all right, well, at least we're going to die together, right? In a black hole that's appropriately badass. So let's leave a message for Dav, like, not to chase us.
Right.
And I'm thinking, there's no way they're going out this way.
No.
Right? There's not.
No, this is not happening the way we think it's going right now. Agreed.
Right. And then the message that Johnny's leaving for Dav, I'm like, oh my God. Again, twist the knife. Because we get, don't follow us. This is a black hole. This is bad. And I love you. But when he said that and he's looking right at Dutch, I'm like, oh, what if he's telling her I love you? Right? Like, did you feel? I kind of felt like that.
Yeah.
And
I think he was telling both of them.
Oh. Before Dutch could say anything, all of a sudden it's like, we've landed. Wait, what?
Yeah. Huh? What happened to the event horizon of a black hole?
Right. Apparently it was fake. It was to hide the pulsar, which was in fact hiding a planet, which that was weird. It's like, what? There's a planet behind the pulsar behind the black hole. Okay.
Right. This
obviously somebody does not want this to be found.
Right. And who's been the best at making sure things don't get found? Klein.
Yep. So of course Dutch is going to go out there first, and I'm sure this can only end well. Because suddenly she finds an ancient gun, which we've seen in the flashback.
Right. That Yelena uses to shoot Klein with.
Oh, great. And suddenly there's a bunch of guards who had that symbol on their neck and pointy glowing sticks. Well, this will be great.
Yeah.
And then we're like, okay, Johnny's going to be able to do something, right? This will help. Turns around, Johnny has one right in his face as well.
Right.
Because somebody got on the ship. Lucy, what the hell?
Yeah.
What's up, dude?
You need to announce when anything comes aboard or departs.
Right? Jeez. And I loved it because Johnny's like, how are we playing this? And suddenly we get, I'm Yelena Yardine, and I was sent here by Klein. What? Oh, follow me. Huh?
Yeah.
I was a little confused. And then Johnny's like, okay, wait, I got this. Hey, man, we're Killjoys. And the guy's just looking at him like, I don't know what you're talking about.
Right. I don't care. I'm going to loves to skewer you.
Especially because he's seen the other guys. I don't know. What was it? His weapon?
Probably.
He's like, that belonged to a friend of mine. Right. Where did you get it? It's like, uh-oh.
Yeah. Johnny's in so much trouble.
Yes.
And he picks Johnny up by one hand and is just choking him out. And it's like, oh, this is not going to end well.
No. And he had this back and forth with Johnny and Lucy. Lucy's like, do you need my help? He's like, no, I got it. And she's like, do you still have it, John? Oh, my God. I loved it because she was so cheeky.
Oh,
this whole episode. And at some point, he addresses that, too.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, my God. They just totally turned up her snark factor. It was great.
Yeah. And of course, she ends up electrifying the floor because of his mag boots, which of course knocks out the guard and saves Johnny.
Thankfully, she's on the ball.
Yeah.
And further in the planet, wherever they are, Dutch is led down some tunnels. And I love her play-by-play.
Right.
I don't know. I'm in tunnels. There's a bunch of weird stuff on the walls. Thanks. That's totally a great, way to explain where you are.
Yeah.
This is not great. It's like, oh, okay, old crushy hangings, cryopod. Crap, I'm being locked in this room.
Right.
Yeah. I kind of seen that coming, though.
Yeah. When the guard stopped and they end up finally telling her, you have to go on by yourself, you knew that she probably was going to get into some place where she wasn't going to be able to get out.
Yeah. I'm thinking, okay, is there going to be a whole lot of green goo? What's happening?
Right.
Whole different story, cryopod.
Yeah.
And suddenly...
it opens and out pops Yelena and you go, oh, fine. You sly dog, you. You really did plan this out for 250 plus years.
Right? That's crazy. That's talking about a long con right there.
Oh, no joke.
But how the hell did the cryopod just open and she's just suddenly standing there? What?
Yeah.
What, are you really just taking a nap? I don't get it.
No, I think the room actually probably sensed another being in the room, so it activated the cryopod and woke her up.
Well, she does seem to wonder why the heck Dutch talks like Klein.
Yeah, once she realizes that she's really not Anila.
Right. Because at first she thinks she is. And then she's like, hold up. What's not right here?
Yeah.
But she doesn't push as to why she looks like Anila.
No, not really.
I feel like she should have.
Yeah, you would think she would have been a whole lot more questioning how somebody that looks like her daughter's there without knowing why she needed to be there.
Right. Well, Klein. I feel like all you had to say was, well, Klein sent me here. And that would explain everything.
Yeah. But
Yelena does show Dutch the plasma pool. And it's like, but I don't understand because it's solid. This doesn't make sense. And Dutch has to give her a little lesson. Well, yeah, it's solid because that's what Anila did when she got me out of the green.
Right.
It's not dead. It's not frozen. The lady's still there and she still wants out.
Yeah.
And Yelena decides to explain some stuff. So, flashback. Thank you. Appreciated.
Right. But then we come back and Dutch is in the cryopod.
All she did was, touch her face. So, she had something on her hands, I guess. Knocks her butt out.
Yeah.
Pretty impressive.
That's another Klein trick.
Yeah. And when she kind of wakes up, which I'm assuming it's just been a few moments.
Right. Yeah. I don't think it's been hours.
Right. She starts talking crap to herself, basically. Yeah. I'm stuck in this stupid cryopod. What's happening? I fell for it. And then suddenly she manages to hit it just right. It opens. Obviously, that's a crappy cryopod.
Well, Yelena may not have remembered how to actually operate it because Klein probably put her in there.
That's possible.
Yeah. So.
Oh, but Dutch goes back to the pond, the green pond.
Yeah.
Because I guess she just assumed Yelena would be there.
And sure enough, she was.
Yes. And I loved it because the first thing she does is not explain everything that's going on. She's just like, what is Anila to you?
Right.
Ugh. Well, it is kind of hard to explain.
Just a little bit. You could have called her mom or she created me. We're family.
She just this vague response. So, well, apparently that worked for her because she's like, just like you are. And then we at least get some more information because this is when we find out about the poison for the lady.
Right.
And Dutch is like, you have to give it to me because I need to do this. I need to end this. But obviously it's not going to work in this frozen pond.
No.
So why waste it here?
Right.
But what she says that I was like, whoa, I wasn't expecting that. And she's like, if you can't, you need to do something for me. Promise that you'll do what I couldn't. If you can't save Anila, end her.
Right.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, at this point, I kind of feel like Anila might be doing that herself.
Yeah.
She might take herself out if there's no way to save everyone.
Right.
Which I can only imagine what that's going to do to Dulcea.
Yeah, but not 100% sure that's going to happen.
I think we have to wait and see.
Yeah. So, of course, Dutch makes it back to Lucy and John, and fortunately, their window is still just open, so they get the hello out of there.
Yeah, it's good. But I kind of feel like if it was iffy, Yelena would have been like, hey, go turn that off. Go turn off the black hole so they can get out. Oh, man. I don't know. I feel like there's a whole lot. Obviously, we don't know. But I don't know if Dutch is going to be able to do this now.
Right.
And why didn't Yelena push more?
Yeah.
I don't know. But she said Klein will come back to me. He always does. So maybe somehow she is a little Hullen and Klein's talking to her in memories. Who knows?
Yeah, no telling. And she may know Klein well enough to actually see what he might have planned all along. And so this was easier for her to accept that, yes, this could be all of Klein's long con.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Let's go to the Armada.
All right. Pre arrives just in time to save his Gare Bear from a beating in a cell over Boots.
Oh my God, this was hilarious.
Yes.
Because, of course, Garrett's like, yeah, that is not going to happen. And all of a sudden, he's laughing when Pre comes in and the guys are like, what are you laughing at? Like, he's taking out his earrings.
Yeah.
Anybody knows, if you're taking out your earrings, it's going to be a beatdown. Obviously, these guys have not been in that many fights.
No, they're just old timers from Westerly that got forgotten. And of course, we see Turin and Weege watching the beatdown through a pair of contacts in Pre's eyes.
That was hilarious, though. Because they can also communicate, but only as long as he's wearing the contact.
Right.
And
of course, after Pre's beatdown, it's time to catch up with Gare Bear. So some passionate kissing before Turin finally opens his mouth and says, enough with that.
Like, hey guys, we're on a time schedule. Can we move along? I love it because Pre's like, all right, Turin. And Gare's like, what are you talking about? Oh, Turin's in my head. And he's like, oh, my mom's in mine. No, honey, that's not what I mean.
Right.
We'll talk about it later.
Yeah, but whatever's been going on with Garrett, he doesn't remember the entire time of his time on the rack, but feels like he just got there. So, what are we doing
that
to
kind of
him?
had me worried. When he's like,
Yes.
I got here like 10 minutes ago. It's like, oh.
No, you've been here 5 days, darling. Huh?
Yeah, it's like, uh-oh.
Yeah. So, of course, Turin tells them what the plan is, that they need to get to engineering to get the security cams back up and running so they can keep an eye on what the Hulan are doing in the rack. So, of course.
And it's great because they're able to do that, but Garrett's like, we can't leave the kids.
Right.
And we still don't know what they want with the kids.
Yeah.
I'm not feeling very good about this.
No. And, of course, Pre knows what Garrett's feeling, but he also knows it's two of them against
a whole lot of Hulan.
A whole shipload of them. So,
nice.
No, we're not going to die here. We will come back and get the kids when the odds are at least even. Okay?
Right. Because we will bring an army.
Yes.
And right when maybe they'll be able to get out of there. Not so much.
Yeah. Alarms start going off.
That's never good.
No. So Turin starts to head out while Weege is following him, asking him what the hell does he think he's doing.
Oh, God, this is so funny because he's like, they're my guys. He's like, they're two. No, you don't understand.
They're my guys.
They're my guys.
You own them. No.
So what is love? No. What? Stop.
We'll have human course later.
And just when you think it's going to go all awry, because Turin's like, I'm going. I'll figure it out on the way. Weege knocks him out. I was like, oh, crap.
Yeah. What are you doing?
But surprisingly, Weege had a better idea than Turin.
Yeah, because he shows up and finds Pre and Garen and goes, you're my guys.
Oh my God, this was so funny. I'm with Turin. Like, we're going to believe that.
Yeah.
And it's not until he swears like, God damn it. Oh, he is a Turin. That was hilarious.
Yes.
And then all of a sudden we have Hullen about to shoot and he grabs him and because he's still Hullen, so he's at least a human shield.
Yeah.
Much like they used Fancy for way back.
Yep. And then takes him out and off they're gone.
It's like, oh, yeah, okay, this is turns guys. And yeah, and then we get, you're my guys. I loved it because Pre just looked like, oh, this is so weird.
Yeah.
I've seen shit and this is weird.
Yeah. So they get back to the Armada and apparently Zeph has made it back there as well. Of course, Pre asks about Pip and Zeph just tells him he's got a headache.
Well, I would too with the giant spider in my head.
Yeah. And as they're looking at the security feed, they see a guy being hung upside down.
Yes, being bled for the green.
Yeah.
Great. The lady does have a non-frozen pool now.
Yes, she does.
So,
this is not good.
But knowing this, now we know where Dutch has to go, which is really bad.
Yeah, because as Johnny and Dutch are heading back, they find out that their message was received, but not by Davin, by a Black Root ship.
It was apparently tailing them.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
So obviously this means we are headed to Tellin.
Yep.
Which, I don't know. I mean, Dav's going there because that's where they grew up.
Right.
So I guess what better place to hide than back home?
Of course. But that's the first place anybody looks for you.
Exactly. So, this is going to be bad and good. I don't know.
Yeah. I have a feeling Jack is going to play a major role in this upcoming episode.
I agree. So I guess we're just going to roll with the punches and see what happens.
Yeah. And hope we don't get punched.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Hey, Steve, did we get any feedback on this crazy Killjoys episode?
Oh, absolutely we did. Once again, Fred from the Netherlands has not let us down yet and provided us some feedback. So let's take a listen.
Hello, Fangirl Zone podcasters. This is Fred from the Netherlands with some feedback for Killjoys Season 4, Episode 7. This is the 30th of September, and I've finished watching the whole season, but we'll try to keep this spoiler-free. Fortunately, I also gave some feedback for another Killjoys podcast, so I can go back to my feedback for that podcast and really getting into my own spirit of not knowing what is coming ahead. Getting into my own spirit? Well, that must sound weird. Okay, what did I like about episode 7? 1. We finally got some answers about Client's background, the 10th family, and Yelena, his wife and also Anila's mother, and indirect also Dutch's mother. About these royal Crashy families, I think the 10th family is the Jardine family and not the Kenrid family. If you go back to season 2, episode 10, where Team Awesome Force is visiting the so-called archive, the whole team comes in and Client addresses the director of the archive. May I present Yelena Jardine of the family Jardine? And then the director says, the Jardines, a noble family fallen on hard times. Another indication for this is in season 3, episode 7. In that episode, Anila takes Dutch out of the green. The child is then talking later to Client, and Client says, and he gives her name, you are Yelena of the family Jardine. And then the child says, the others say it's a shameful name. Client answers, perhaps you can change that and restore the Jardini honor. Okay, what did I like more? That we now know where Dutch has her bad assiness from, both her parents. Yelena to Client, and if you try to leave the quad without me, my love, every crashy ship within firing range will turn you into dust. Or another one, nice is for nursemaids, darling. I'm a goddamn queen. I think she's really a bit like Dulcea Kendry in her attitude. Actually, we see that in all those head women of the Crashy families. Another example is Potter's mother, Adeline Sea Sims. Another quote from Yelena to Client, fainting is for the weak. I took a very sudden nap. What I also liked was Turin, who had several of the best quotes, such as when Turin is saying to Garrett and Pri, who are kissing after Pri has saved Garrett, "You dolphins, coming up for air anytime soon?" For a while I was thinking Yelena was the lady. Fortunately, Dutch explained, "I take it you're not Han. What is with the cryopod?" And then it became clear. So we have some very clear new adventures for the next episodes. Getting Devon and Jack, and getting the wreck ship. Last quote from Dutch. "And now I'm stuck in a cryopod. Because clients sent me here. Because Devon abandoned us. And because I let a 200-year-old lady knock me out. And because I keep taking everyone's shit. And I'm sick of it." That was all. Greetings. All the best, Fred from the Netherlands.
Yeah, it was great to get some backstory, at least some, with Klein and his wife. And yes, they actually were the 10th family.
Yeah, finally getting some. I mean, 4 seasons in before we find anything out. Jeez.
Yeah, absolutely.
Dutch getting her badassness. Yeah, I think both parents, because I don't see her mom or her grandmother. Okay, this is going to get weird.
Right, yeah. Actually, if you want to think of it, it's probably her grandmother.
Yeah, I'm like, hold on.
Yeah, she's family.
Yeah, I mean...
Even Dutch didn't want to explain it.
Yeah, I might need a flow chart for that one. And I don't know, with Dulcea's attitude being the same, I don't know if that's just royalty or if it's specific to Koreshi families. I'm just thinking it's the royalty.
Oh, yeah. They're very prim, proper, and
snotty.
Yeah, exactly. Very royal-ish. So, yeah, it's Dulcea. That's just all there is to it. And, yeah, Turin did have some great quotes in this episode.
Yeah.
You dolphins coming up for air anytime soon.
Well, it's better than just him swearing, I guess. Although that's how we found out that he's this guy. But
right.
I think we were both on board in the beginning thinking that Yelena was the lady as well. Because we didn't have a clue.
Yeah.
But
it
wasn't
until almost the very end of the episode that kind of figured, no, she really wasn't. If she basically gives Dutch the spore to kill it.
And then, yes, new adventures. So mostly I just want everybody back together because I think they work better together than separate.
Oh, absolutely. And Dav and Jack are going to find trouble some way. It just follows the Jacobys wherever they go.
Yeah, I think you're completely right with that.
So once again, Fred, we really appreciate the feedback. Some great points and can't wait to get your next one.
Thanks, Fred. So what did you guys think about the episode? Shoot us an email at syfytalk@fangirlzone.com. You can shoot us a message on YouTube and Twitter and Facebook and every place you can find us. Just look at www.fangirlzone.com on our contact page. And you can tell us what you think about everything. And while you're at it, if you can rate and review us on iTunes and every other platform you find us on, because good ratings and reviews help other fans of the show find us. Tell your friends, and we do hope you're enjoying the podcast. This was a crazy ride this episode, so all I'm going to say is for this episode of Sci-Fi Talk, I'm Sean Fangirl S.
And I'm Steve. You have no idea how much shit you're in, but it's a lot.
And until next time.